The Zika virus is a tropical virus that first emerged in Uganda. The most common symptoms of Zika are fever, rash, joint pain, and muscle pain. People who are infected with Zika, their symptoms can last for several days to a week. They usually don't get sick enough to go to the hospital, and they very rarely die of Zika. Here we have an image of Zika virus symptoms: headache, joint pain, conjunctivitis, rash, muscle pain, and fever. These symptoms don't seem too bad, but as we learn later on, you'll see why this virus is a very serious public health concern. So, Zika is spread, it's basically transmitted to people through the bite of an infected mosquito. This mosquito is from the Aedes genus, mainly the Aedes aegypti in tropical regions. This is the same mosquito that transmits dengue, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Zika can also be spread from a pregnant woman to her fetus. Zika and pregnancy. This is where the Zika virus actually becomes a serious concern because the effects that it has on a fetus are pretty damaging. Now, a virus infection during pregnancy can cause certain birth defects for the fetus. A birth defect of the brain called microcephaly, as well as other severe brain defects. Microcephaly is a condition where a baby's head is much smaller than expected. During pregnancy, you have a baby's head grows because their brain is growing. Microcephaly can occur because the baby's brain is not growing the way that it's supposed to. Now, here we have an image of a baby. It's a photo of what a baby's head is supposed to look like, and then the baby on the left is a baby with the condition of microcephaly, and you can see how much smaller the back portion of the head is, and with the dotted lines around, you can see where the full head is supposed to actually be in proportion to the rest of the body. So treatment and cure. How do we treat it? How do we cure it? There is no cure, and there is no vaccine, nor is there any medicine for Zika. So since there's no cure, there's no treatment. Basically, you have to protect yourself against Zika. And the best way to do that is to protect yourself from mosquito bites. One of the ways of doing that is to use an Environmental Protection Agency registered insect repellent, as well as wear long sleeve shirts and long pants. And also, if necessary, sleep under a mosquito bed net if air conditioned or screened rooms are not available. Or, of course, if you were sleeping outdoors. It is especially important that you protect yourself against the mosquito bites. So, where is Zika, and should we all be concerned? So, according to this photo from UNICEF, more than 30 countries and territories have reported Zika cases. 26 of them are in the Americas, with Brazil reporting the most cases. In 1 year, Zika infected over 500,000 people, so suspected and confirmed cases in 40 countries and territories in the Americas alone. Local mosquito-borne Zika virus transmission has been reported in the continental United States. This was very important when it came out because originally they had said it was reported that the Zika virus was only in tropical regions. Wound up that in the United States there were cases of local transmission. So now before 2015, these outbreaks only occurred in areas of Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific Islands. Then in May of 2015, the Pan American Health Organization issued an alert regarding the first confirmed Zika virus infections in Brazil. And then on February 1st in 2016, WHO declared a public health emergency of international concern because of the clusters of microcephaly and other neurological disorders in some areas that were affected by Zika. On February 2016, President Obama announced a request for $1.8 billion in emergency funds for several agencies so they could accelerate research into a vaccine and educate populations at risk for the disease. Later that year, the CDC scientists announced that Zika virus is a cause of microcephaly and other severe fetal brain defects. Currently, there are outbreaks occurring in many countries and territories. At first, there was some misinformation reported as far as microcephaly and other severe brain defects, but in April of 2016, the CDC confirmed that. So, what can be done? There have been numerous studies in recent years looking into potential drivers of this explosion, which include climate variation, land use change, poverty, and human movement. Something is obviously causing the spread. Studies found that economic status may affect arbovirus risk. People with lower SES may have lifestyle factors, such as living in more crowded conditions. This increases the risk. Environmental factors like altitude may also influence the risk. For instance, risk appears to decrease with altitude as high elevations are ecologically unsuitable for the mosquito. There have been other studies which focused on ways to identify environmental drivers of epidemics to predict where the next epidemic will occur. This research has shown that climate and environmental factors play a significant role in certain diseases, especially Zika. In one particular study, researchers found that rainfall appears to precede Zika virus and chikungunya epidemics. This suggests that an early warning system based on weather could help predict these outbreaks a few weeks in advance, and this would actually help by warning and preparing countermeasures. Continuing with research studies in the link between the environment and what drives these epidemics is a win-win for society. Ideas such as the early warning weather system is a great way to help assist in preventing the spread of the Zika virus until we find a cure or a vaccine. And currently, as of 2018, even with all the money and all the funding, there is still no cure and no vaccine. In cases of microcephaly and damaging brain defects are still existent. There's a reference page following, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.